So, okay, so you're in DC right now, I imagine.
Yeah.
You did
Yes.
not go to the Capitol today. You said the
No.
Congress said not to come.
Yes, that's correct.
So what were the concerns just going into today?
Well, both safety and COVID concerns, sort of,
Okay.
we're still under immense pressure in COVID, so we're trying to keep people away from the Capitol generally and staff, and only on an as-needed basis, as needed. So,
Did you ever expect this?
we had been reassured by the mayor and the Capitol Police that they were taking extraordinary steps to keep the Capitol secure, because everyone knew there was the potential for mischief. This is far beyond mischief. But as Diana just said, and we lived through 9/11 together in the Capitol, she said, this is far, far more worse, far more terrifying.
Can you tell me what she told you about the moments where they breached the Capitol?
Sure. She had been one of a handful of members that was invited up to the gallery to watch the start of the proceedings. So they were originally told, as they started to hear the trouble, they were told to shelter in place in the gallery. And the gallery's on the third floor overlooking the chamber. So she said they could hear the goings on the second floor, which is where you enter the floor and where they had breached. I don't know if you saw the pictures in Statuary Hall, which were kind of interesting because they were still staying within the rope and stanchions while they were going through Statuary Hall. But then they heard them going up the third floor. The police, Capitol Police, came with their weapons drawn. The members had all been told to lie down, so they got them up. They had all been given gas masks, and they basically escorted them through the back hallways to a secure location, but they all had to run, and it was quite concerning. So, but she is safe now and feels much better about at least her safety for the moment.
Did she hear the gunshots?
No, not that she shared with me.
Yeah, we've seen pictures of. I would imagine that Nancy Pelosi's a larger target than Diana DeGette, but we've seen the pictures of people, inside Nancy Pelosi's office, hanging out there. Do you know if they got, if the protesters were ever close to where she was? I don't even want to call them protesters. If the anarchists were anywhere close to where she was?
I don't believe so. The House leadership was cleared from the House floor. They were the first wave of clearances while they had the members sheltering on the floor. So I don't think they ever got near to any of the leadership. They were evacuated pretty quickly right after Pence was evacuated from the Senate. Almost simultaneously, they were evacuating the leadership from the House.
We've seen the president tweet a couple of times now saying that people should be peaceful or protest peacefully. This after a rally in which he said that he would never concede and that it was time to basically take back the country. To me, this is the equivalent of throwing a Molotov cocktail into a crowd and then being surprised when there's a fire.
Yes.
But I mean, what do you say to those calls for peace now?
They need to be much stronger. I think he needs to get out there and concede this election and call these people off because they're taking their direction from him. And you can't foment an insurrection in one hand and then say, oh, be peaceful on the other hand. And the only way I see this even beginning to come to an end is if he concedes.
Is there any, first off, can you imagine that the proceedings, I don't know what you've heard, that the proceedings which didn't get to take place today of certifying the vote, certifying the electors, actually finishes today? Would that probably be set for another time in the future? I mean,
that's an interesting question. I think it's mandated by statute that we do it today. I was going to have my staff look into that. I haven't had a chance, but it was unlikely. We had been told by leadership that it would allow 4 hours per challenge for the whole process to run its course and get back and vote. So 4 times 6, it was already going to go into tomorrow morning, assuming they challenged all 6, which was unclear. So I don't see any feasible way they can continue today. I mean, you're going to have to secure the Capitol first, right? There's broken glass, and they have to clear it. I mean, and then secure it.
Well, how was
Clearly, there was
my final
horrible
question?
breakdown. Yes.
My final question before I let you go and do whatever else you have to do today. How is the congresswoman taking it? How's she doing? She was actually in there.
She was definitely a bit rattled. She seems much better now that they've been removed to a secure location. There were some scary moments, there's no question. And I've been tweeting or texting and calling her through the duration. I first called her, she was in the gallery and hadn't heard about the bomb threats and the closing of the Madison building and the evacuation of Cannon. So we started talking then, and she's just been narrating what she's seen. But definitely rattled.
Yeah. Thanks so much for talking to me. I'm not going to take up any more of your time.
Okay.
I hope
Let me know
everybody
if you
gets
need anything, and hopefully when she gets sprung and is in a better place, you guys can talk directly.
Yeah, whenever they spring her, let me know.
Okay, I will.
All right. Thank you.